You there?
Quinn? Where are you?
Getting me arse out of Dodge. Burke's had enough, and he's gunning for you. And I don't intend on being caught in the bloody crossfire. But listen, about the gas. I know it wasn't easy, but you did what had to be done. Head to me shop. I left you a thing or two so you can give him hell. I'd like to say we'd meet again over a pint sometime, but... well, Godspeed, mate.
In some ways, the two of us are probably quite similar. But I question your foresight, your courage to make difficult decisions. If it makes you feel any better about Katna's death, I doubt you had any intention of sending you on to the good doctor. I was idealistic like you once, but I realized idealism is a crutch for those who dare not change the future. Lieutenant Commander's mutiny, for lack of a better word, surprised me. I didn't think she had it in her. Makes me think perhaps other forces were at work. Fully realize the futility of your actions before my men put an end to you. You've earned that respect from me, at least.
I heard that.
The security hub you have in front of you is another first for the DLC. It's not something very special, but it's a little trick that we sort of learned to do. If you look at the turrets, if you access the turrets, you can get a vision like a camera from it, but we faked it and by putting a security camera inside the turret model. So if you look at a turret outside, like in the corridor, you won't see it. But that was a way for us to actually tell the player where the turret is actually looking. So we sort of made the POV, the point of view from the turret move at the same time as the camera. And that was the only way we could figure out how to make the security system in this room very challenging for the player and the constraints we had.
You plan on wasting your time putting the entire base to sleep? There's only one way out of this. Through me.
So one of the other challenges we faced in creating the DLC with our tight time frame is that we really couldn't create a lot of new AI or new enemies, and we really wanted to make a better and a different experience for players. So we had to get really creative, didn't we, as to how we got around that?
That's right. We looked into different archetypes and all sorts of new characters, and it was very very difficult for us to just get on with it and match with the story and the environment. So we decided that since it's a military base and it's supposed to be secret, it's off the grid, so it should be more defensive in nature than offensive. So no need for missile launchers and like satellite connection, nukes and stuff. So we wanted to make it more like it's easy for you to, if you find it, to get in, but then it's kind of hard to get out. So these Typhoon turrets that you see turning are based on a design that you also see at the very beginning of Human Revolution. That's used for on dummies in Serif Industries. So we decided that, since it makes sense that the Tyrants were there before and they stole some technologies, they probably took that technology and used it for their own use, and that's defensive in nature. So you'll see them in different corridors if the alarms are triggered. Just like one of those mechanics that we figured out would make something interesting, and I'll talk.
And there we go.
She had it in her. Makes me think perhaps other forces will.
Hearing source of disturbance.
We need help here!
Son of a bitch!
If it makes you feel any better about Katna's death, I doubt she had any intention of sending you on to the good doctor.
this is it. This is the last room. This is the main offense from Jensen getting back to Burke, and all that stuff in the story and everything is unraveling at this point. We really studied and we listened to everybody about boss fights in general, and we wanted to do it somewhat differently. First of all, it was really important that we support all pillars of gameplay. I mean all of them. So there's Berg talking to you, taunting you and everything as you get to that big number 3 door. And another thing that we didn't do in Human Revolution that was important to us, and it was a bit of a technical issue at one point, but we actually managed to do it very well, is to actually give you an overview camera that basically quickly shows you the whole room, what it's about and everything, all the way to Burke, and it gives you that really mano a mano speech about just kicking your ass and everything. These all are the things that we didn't really do in Human Revolution, but makes the whole ending of The Missing Link so interesting at the same time.
Well, you made it. I'm torn between admiration and pity. You've condemned me for my actions, Jensen. But look at the lengths you've gone to find one woman. Wasted potential. Although from what I've heard, I suspect you'll still be of use to me dead. So short-sighted. Disappointing. How can a man so gifted be so line-wrestled warrior, Jensen? It's a shame you're so undisciplined and idealistic.
I'm coming to get you!
Your altruism blinded you. You could have been an asset to the project. I could have used you.
You hear footsteps?
Go ahead,
Not have
Strong.
confirmation
It
yet.
may have served
Hostile
you
in the
well,
area.
but ultimately, it's a failing.
This is not normal. Got to stay alert.
I thought possibly to recruit you, but I see now you would never make a good soldier. I'm curious. How far do you think Dr. Reed would go for her research? I think you'd be surprised, Jensen. There's no way off this base except through me, Jensen.
Access granted.
Your altruism blinded you. You could have been an asset to the project. I could have used you. So short-sighted, you disappoint me. How can a man so gifted be so blind?
Did you hear the footsteps?
You're headstrong. It may have served you well in the past, but
Got some suspicious activity.
faith